Hey class, today I'll be discussing ethics and reviewing the three videos that were assigned as part of this video project. And so the first the first video was five ways to think ethically, and these ones were pretty simple. Basically, it was number one was analyze whether the proposed behavior or standard of behavior promotes the greatest good or the greatest human welfare. Um, this is basically pretty simple. It's just like, is the decision that you're gonna make the best idea? Is it the greatest good for all of like the human welfare and their well-being? The second way was to identify the legitimate rights or human rights of individuals or groups affected and the duties of the actors. So this is basically, is your decision, is it going to affect people in their human rights? Is it going to violate anybody's rights or make anyone feel violated or subjected to something that's unfair? Um, the third one was analyze whether all parties are treated fairly, that is equally or differentially, only if there is a legitimate reason to do so. So this is, yeah, make sure your decision is ethically and it treats everyone fairly and it doesn't exclude anybody. This is to make sure everyone feels included and they feel okay with the decision that you're going to make. The fourth one was analyze whether the proposed behavior is consistent with recognized virtues. So this is your decision in line with other decisions that you've made in the past? Is it, stand up to recognized virtues? Is it okay? Is it like a socially acceptable answer or something like that? And the fifth one, ask whether the common good is adequately served. Is your decision, going to affect everyone adequately? Is it an okay decision, basically? Will it suffice the problem? Will it fix whatever, like, you need to have fixed, basically? And so that was mainly the first video and how that was discussed. The second video was basically, it talked about reducing the risk of white-collar crime, basically. This video, they had a guy that prosecuted like white-collar criminals just answer some questions and stuff that he had found out throughout the years. Basically, this guy said economic difficulties make people do unethical things, and so when there's financial crises and whatnot, people are more apt to commit white-collar crimes. Um, he said the temptation is always there, but like poor financial situations cause people to do these commit these white collar crimes. Um, excuse me. He said white collar crime is more prevalent now than it was 50 years ago. And it's communicated more often and it's more often caught nowadays because there are way more forms of communication, way more trails people have to cover, and so it leads to them getting caught more often. And he also said white collar crime is easy to commit like once you've already done it. So like once you've done it once, you're more apt to do it again like a second and third time if you're not going to get caught and stuff like that. And the final video was how do companies manage ethics, and they had four ways they did that. The first one was relying on employees' values, and this one was basically if you expect employees to have good values and stuff, then you'll kind of get that attitude back. Sometimes this could backfire and whatnot. The second reason was compliance. So if you have all your employees comply with your value system that you have in place, they're going to be okay with it and stuff, and they're going to go along and comply. The third one was ethic exhortation. So basically, this is expecting people to act ethically and act in the proper way that they're supposed to. And the final one was managing values. So this one is your company basically sets up a value system that it believes in and it preaches to its employees. And if you teach your employees these set value systems that you already believe in, you're more likely to have employees that work ethically and stuff like that. And so yeah, that was basically it. Very simple, ethics is a very important thing. We've touched on it a lot this semester. And so that's my video project number 2, and I hope you enjoyed it.